Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has landed in Dhaka and has been welcomed by Bangladesh's Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Over the next 2 days in Bangladesh, the Prime Minister will hold talks with his counterpart, that is Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, as well as President Abdul Hamid. He will be participating in the Golden Jubilee celebration of Bangladesh's independence and the birth centenary of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. He will attend the National Day program in the second half of the day. Siddhant, my question to you is that the Indian Prime Minister has finally arrived in Dhaka. So tell us a little bit about what's on the agenda and take us through his itinerary.
He has a packed agenda here in Dhaka. He short while ago arrived here in Dhaka, welcomed by the Prime Minister herself, which is a protocol given by the Bangladeshi government, the highest level protocol given by the Bangladeshi government. And of course, the airport reverberated with the national anthems of India and Bangladesh, both which have been written by Rabindranath Tagore. But later this day, we will see he participating in the 50th Independence Year celebration of the country. This is a momentous occasion for the country. The streets of the country, the capital city Dhaka, have been lined up with the India flag and the Bangladeshi flag. In fact, you can see a poster behind me welcoming the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi to the city. There have been a whole host of visits of South Asian leaders, but the fact that the Prime Minister of the world's biggest democracy has come here to take part in the Independence Day celebration is something that Bangladeshis are very happy about, very proud about. He will, of course, later inaugurate the Bapu Bangabandhu digital exhibition. This is something that both the Prime Ministers will be inaugurating together. But above that, it shows the commonality between the ideals of the father of the nation of Bangladesh, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, and the father of the nation of India, Mahatma Gandhi. In fact, a lot of security as well. You can hear around me a lot of noise as well. But this is something that is important in the sense of the high security which is right now here in the national capital. In fact, all the COVID protocols have also been being followed. But tomorrow it will be outside Dhaka, where he will go to 3 places which we all have been talking about. But largely, the fact that he's going outside Dhaka shows that he is reaching out to the common masses.
Right, Siddhant, we'll leave it there and we'll come back to you later in the day for more updates. For now, for more on the Indian Prime Minister's Bangladesh visit, joining us live now is G. Parthasarathy, the former High Commissioner and former Information Advisor at the Prime Minister's office. Thanks for joining us, sir. Now, the Indian Prime Minister is in Bangladesh on the invitation of his counterpart, of course, Sheikh Hasina, to participate in the country's National Day celebrations on March 26th. Tell us a little bit about the significance of this trip.
Well, it really goes back to the liberation of Bangladesh from the Pakistani army. I'll be careful in saying it was the Pakistan army which was responsible for the conditions which was created. It was created by the then army president Yahya Khan. Now, the fact is, what has happened after the independence, there has been a period of military rule because of a coup. But what Sheikh Hasina has done is brought back the continuance of democracy, and a secular democracy at that. You would note from the Prime Minister's program, he is visiting Hindu temples, he is visiting every place which one would expect a Prime Minister of India to go to. And therefore, it is a country which is very, very different from Pakistan. And this is the real nub of the problem. You know, they have done much better than Pakistan economically. They were far behind Pakistan when Bangladesh was liberated. And today they are ahead in terms of per capita income, they equal us. In terms of economic growth rates, they exceeded us last year, and their GDP exceeded us last year. Of course, the pandemic did have an impact on that, but nevertheless, something very creditable. At a people's level, you will find a large number of them in Calcutta doing shopping. They come in large numbers. And most importantly, Indian assistance has gone largely towards infrastructure projects, which have done them very well. And there was one very serious problem which was of the sharing of the Ganga rivers waters, and that has been sorted out.
Right.
It took us about 50 years to do it, but we did it. And therefore, it's a very friendly neighbor. Even cricket is fun. They almost have national celebrations when they beat us.
Right.
So that's the fun part of it. But more importantly, Sheikh Hasina has played her cards carefully. She has maintained a cordial, correct relationship with China, with the West, and of course with India. And trade is booming. Do you know they have one of the best textile industries and are one of the largest exporters of finished textile products in the world.
Right.
So I think they're doing it. So it's a good neighbor to have.
Right, absolutely. Now, Mr. Parthasarathi, before the trip, the Bangladesh Foreign Affairs advisor had sought to allay New Delhi's concerns about Beijing and said that his country does not believe in developing a relationship with China at the expense of ties with India. That is its most important neighbor, as he said. So tell us more about this.
Look, when Bangladesh was founded, China was one of the few countries which backed Pakistani military action against the Mukti Bahini and against the Bangladeshis. And therefore it took time for China to make up lost ground. But China does have a capability of delivering the goods economically to fellow developing countries. It has done well on that score. But one thing is very clear. I mean, and it's one place where we don't worry of the Chinese presence, because we know the ruler can keep it under control and is not going to do anything to harm our interest. What is very important, I think, to bear in mind is to have this common system of respect for values. And despite being an Islamic country, the fact of the matter is that the Bangladeshis allow the Hindu temples to thrive. You have a small Christian population. Therefore, it is secular. As you would have seen, I think the Prime Minister is visiting 2 temples when he is there, which are highly respected. Yes, we've had some problems with regard to the flow of refugees from Bangladesh into Assam. Perhaps we could also have been slightly more tactful in how we articulated it. But nevertheless, that's behind us. And we're looking ahead. And I'm sure there'll be a spate of new agreements to strengthen the economic partnership. One last point. Bangladesh, since SAARC has not functioned, thanks to the Pakistanis, we now have BIMSTEC, which is all our eastern neighbors going up to Thailand. And that is doing pretty well. In fact, I had attended a meeting of army chiefs from the BIMSTEC countries who had come to India. We had it in Pune. And therefore, the relationship between the army is good. They're having a bit of a Rohingya problem with, not bit, but a serious Rohingya problem with Myanmar. And we're doing our best along with Japan to sort it out.
Right. My final question, sir. Now, this visit, of course, comes amid the run-up to the West Bengal and Assam assembly polls. So both states will keenly follow the developments over the next 2 dates during this visit. So give us your thoughts on the same.
Well, I would think that this visit is really geared to the relationship with Bangladesh. But I can assure you one thing: Bangladeshis follow political developments with their brethren, Bengali brothers in West Bengal very seriously. So they will be having a good look at it. But I think what is important here is, in foreign affairs, it is good to have a bipartisan relationship. By and large, I think people from all political parties observe this. And especially in the case of Sheikh Hasina, she has good relations with all political parties in India. And that helps out. So I think it is beyond the realm of domestic politics in India.
All right, Mr. Parthasarathi, thank you so much for joining us on WION, and thank you for all your insights. WION World is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.